Hi CMT Radio. Hello Cody. Thank you guys for having me. I have yet to look at these questions, so we're gonna go through them slowly but surely. And I am going to mess up these names and cities everyone is from. And this is Evie, by the way. Evie. And this is Virgo. And they'll be running in and out of frame often. Anyway, so okay, first question. Hey, chill. Hold on. First question. By the way, it's morning at my house. This is morning. Here, you guys go down. What's the best thing that has ever happened to me? Babe, can you grab them? Uh-oh, we have a dog fight. Not the best thing that's ever happened to me. I guess one of, gosh, that's really hard. There's too many to count, which is actually a really great thing. I think of recent, turning 30 and going and taking care of myself and was pretty amazing. It was an amazing experience, and I'm really grateful for that, to be honest, and it's put me in an incredibly amazing place at this moment in time. So I think I'm pretty thankful for that one. And there was something very powerful and about taking care of myself and making that decision for myself. So I think that's one of the greatest things. Okay, you have to go now. This is crazy dog. Let's see. Polly Sander from Raleigh. Out of all of my albums to date, which one do I feel is the greatest accomplishment? She said she has a feeling it may be Spitfire, and she may be right. I think because I feel like I truly kind of found myself on this album yet again as an artist, and this time in a different place of real humanity and honesty, and I'm just so proud of every single word on this record, because there's nothing that I'm hiding behind, and there's nothing that's not real or that I haven't lived. And I find so many people, when they hear the songs, when we play them live, I find them telling me how much they relate to the songs and how they find themselves within them. And that's a huge thing for me as a songwriter and as an artist, is to have someone say, it's an ultimate compliment, I think, just to say, hey, we get it. And I don't know, I feel like there's a deeper connection with my fans to this record than there ever has been, and I think I find myself kind of approaching music that way from here on out, which it's kind of opened a whole new door for me. Very exciting. Joanna Sarnstorm from Ellsworth. Hello. Will there be signed pre-sales for the new album Spitfire? I'm sure there will be. LeAnnRhymesWorld.com is the website, and for all the fan club members, I'm absolutely sure we'll be doing something like that for you guys, for sure. Christine from Nebraska. If I could tour with anyone, who would it be? Wow, that one's hard. There's so many people that I love. And I love all different types of music, so I'm a huge Ray LaMontagne and David Gray fan, and I love great singer-songwriters, so I would have to say that one of those guys, maybe. I'm a big Sheryl Crow fan too. I think she would be really fun to go on tour with. I don't know. It's a really good question. Katie from Shamokin, is that how you say it? Pennsylvania? Have you ever wanted to take back a career decision you've made? That's a really good question too. I don't know if I would, because it's led me to this point, and good and bad. I think everything has taught me a lesson. I don't, sometimes you just kind of go with your gut, and that's what I feel like every time I end up going with my gut, it's the right decision. Even if it's not as commercially successful or whatever it may be, as I would like it to be, as one would hope for, it still at the end of the day kind of might open another door that you didn't know was there. So no, I really don't think I would take anything back. My dog's chewing on my hair tie now. I think there's everything kind of leads one thing to the other. So no, I don't think there's anything I take back at all. Melissa Stanley from Leeds. Would you ever release some of the unreleased songs that never went on albums? Yeah, if that's a possibility. That's definitely like a record label kind of thing. Since I did record all of those songs while I was with Kurt. So maybe they'll be released one day. You never know. That's quite a strong possibility. Ben from Amherst, Massachusetts. When did I realize I wanted to be a famous country singer? Here's Evie again. You know, the fame part of it, I don't think ever was what I desired as a child. All I wanted to do was sing, because I loved singing from the time I was a baby. I loved entertaining people. I just, I got such a kick out of it from the time I was very, very young. So I don't remember a time when I didn't want to sing. And, growing up in Texas, country music was something I was always around. So, that's kind of what led me that direction. Although I sang everything growing up, all different types of music. Country was kind of what was most prevalent, I guess, in my life. And that was, what I fell in love with, especially older style of country music. So I just love being able to tell great stories, and I think that's what, country music's all about. Alyssa from Montana. What is my favorite track that I've ever written? Well, it's really hard to say what my favorite song is. I think Spitfire as a whole is my favorite album. Because I'm super proud of every single song on that record that I was a part of writing, and the ones that I'm not part of writing also, but the ones that I was a part of writing I think are my best to date, just because there's so much heart and soul in those songs. There's everything that I'm about is in those songs. Everything that I've lived in the last 4 years, everything that I've felt, it's really very much an emotional roller coaster ride when you listen to the record. So I'm proud of myself for just having the courage to go there, because I don't think I know it wasn't easy, and I don't know if I just think you have to have guts to be able to do that. I'm not sure. It wasn't an easy thing to do, and I'm not sure if I would have done it a few years ago. But at that point in my life, when I really started digging in this album, which was a couple of years, maybe a year and a half ago, I started to write Borrowed, which we'll get into in a bit, I'm sure. And I figured if I could be that honest and open, then I could write about anything. There was nothing that was off limits, which was an amazing experience to have those kind of moments creating a record. Let's see. Alexis from Annapolis, Maryland. Aside from singing, is there anything else that you ever dreamed of doing? Gosh, I wanted to be a psychologist. I wanted to dabble in interior design. There's a million things that I think I have been interested in. But music took up my whole life and still does. Although I'm kind of exploring other things, which is, it's good. It's good to have kind of a new chapter in my life and branch out and start to explore and have fun with other things. So, as far as my career, I would love to act and more and write and whatever it may be for songs for other people, books and poetry and different things that I do all the time. So yeah, maybe you'll be seeing and hearing more of that soon. Who knows? Mike from Philadelphia. Here we go with Borrowed. LeAnn, could you tell me what led you to write Borrowed, by the way? I love the song. Thank you. That song was, I carried that title around with me for about 8 months before I was really afraid of writing it, because I was afraid that I knew I couldn't write that song without being so incredibly honest, that I was going to offend people more so than I already had. So I just, Dan Wilson, who wrote the song with me, and Daryl Brown, who co-produced the record with me, wrote the song with me. Daryl brought Dan over, and Dan and I had never met before, but for some reason I felt super comfortable with him, and I threw out this title of Borrowed, and I had the line, "I know you're not mine, only borrowed," carrying it around on my phone for months, and I was just afraid to write it. So through a lot of tears, we wrote that song. And Dan's pretty amazing. Like, he stopped me in the middle of the song, and in the middle of writing it, and we had already written the chorus, which is "I don't want to give you back," and he's like, "Do you realize what you just wrote?" And it was something that was pretty emotional for me, to let someone into that really, really dark moment in my life. And thank God I'd gone through it and come through it, so I knew that I could write about it. And I find a lot of people relating to the song, and maybe they've been in that situation and haven't been able to talk about it before, or if you haven't been in that specific situation before, the words "I don't want to give you back" I think are pretty powerful, because we've all had someone that we just don't want to return. That's I think a relationship, and that feeling, and a lot of people can relate to. So I'm super proud of that song, and proud of myself for being able to write it, because I never thought that would go that deep, or that be that vulnerable within my music at all. Let's see. Oh, Jenny from San Diego. What is the craziest thing a fan has ever done to get close to you? Well, the other night we had someone follow us from a show, and they drove about 4 hours to the next venue, next city we were going to play at, and I guess we had a couple of police officers that had pulled them over, and our bus pulled over, and the police officers actually grabbed this guy's book. I know he's on my website, which is actually pretty funny. They grabbed his book so I could sign it. So he gave the police officer's book so I could sign it, and then they stopped following us. So it was pretty funny, actually. That was just most of, as of recent. Hi, Phoebe. I'm sure there are crazier stories, but that was just of the other day. Tim from Norfolk, Virginia. What are the pitfalls of becoming famous at such a young age? We don't have time for that question. I think that one of the biggest things that I've learned and had to deal with in this recent year was kind of trying to find myself as just LeAnn the woman, instead of LeAnn Rhymes the celebrity and singer that I've been for years. So trying to figure out what makes me tick as a woman turning 30 was something that was it was very hard to do, to be honest, because I think that people always is when you grow up in this business so young, it's what you can and can't say, what you should do and what you shouldn't do, and there's a lot of shoulds and shouldn'ts. So it was trying to figure out what truly made me happy at the end of the day, and that was a lot of self-exploration, which was I think, what are you doing? I think something that was pretty powerful for me to go through this year. So I'm trying as hard as I can, I think, to overcome all of the pitfalls, so to speak. It is. Okay, hold on. I'm being told that I'm about to head off to the gym. Hold on. Let's see. We'll do a couple more questions. Christina from Orlando, Florida. What are some of your musical guilty pleasures? Oh, wow. When I was younger, I was a huge New Kids on the Block fan. That's a guilty pleasure. Shoop. The song Shoop by Salt and Pepper is still a guilty pleasure. It's awesome. Britney Spears. All of her dance music. Still very much a guilty pleasure. Love it. Okay, you're on my computer now. Gosh, what else is a guilty pleasure? If I have to, I don't even know how to say this, but if I have to hear that one Yum Gumnam Style or whatever one more time in my household because the boys love it, I'm gonna scream. What else? I'm Too Sexy is always a good one. Come on now, you know you love that song. Let's see. Ha! Jessica M. from Doylestown? Do you need help fighting the moonlight? Is that a question? Do I sleep? Is that it? I don't know. I'm not quite sure about that one. That was really funny though. Made me laugh. Let's see. What do I like to do to relax and unwind? I love photography lately. And I really love to take photos and go out, and I'll go for a walk around our neighborhood and kind of take pictures of animals and nature, and it seems to be something that really relaxes me. Or I'll come home and put on my iPod, and at this moment it's all Christmas tunes, which my husband and my family is probably really sick of Christmas music in our house, but I love putting that on and having a glass of wine and just absolutely chilling. It's so nice to do that and relax. It makes me unwind for sure. Let's see. Let's find a really, really good one. Let's see. Anne from Mobile. Who is my favorite rapper or hip-hop star? I was just talking about this with someone the other day. I'm such a Tupac and Biggie fan, which, you know, the rivals, I think we're so talented, and I'm a huge Eminem fan. Huge. So, those three are probably the ones that I listen to the most. I actually really love Jay-Z too. And, yeah, very talented. Very, very talented. So, I really have enjoyed speaking with you all today. Thank you, thank you. And Cody, I love you to death. You know that. Mwah. CNT Radio, thank you for having me on. And happy holidays to everyone. I'll see you later. Bye.